Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be out on a limb reading vlog, so I hope you enjoy. Here's all my reactions, my thoughts, my feelings. All right, please continue to watch. Bonam. Oh. Hi. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a reading vlog. If you didn't see it right in the beginning, is with the Bonam. Some So Funny is Out on a Limb by Bonam-Young. I've been wanting to read this for so long. I've had it for a while, just haven't picked it up. And look at the beautiful art it came with. Limited edition by Millie J, my daughter. So if you want to get yourself a copy, just let me know in the comments below and I'll make sure to have her color on a book for you. It's unique. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. I know this has pregnancy trope in it, and I heard Bonam-Young knows how to do it correctly, and I guess I will find out if that's true or not for me. Because once again, everything on here is my opinion and my opinion only. Reading is very subjective, so let's all be nice. All right, besties, here we go. Okay, we are at the tail end of my daughter's nap. I'm gonna try to sneak in at least the first chapter. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, I already I don't even know her name. Did we learn her name? Actually, just made me lose my page. No, so we don't know her name yet. But they're at a Halloween party right in the beginning. And she says, I'm debating about whether anyone is secretly keeping track of how many hot dog mummies I've eaten thus far. Nah. And so I reach for another. She's my friend. She's my friend because that would be me. Okay, I didn't know this before going in. And that's why if you saw me earlier, I looked back at the cover. So I knew he was an amputee. He has no leg. But if you look really closely, her hand. So they both showed up at this Halloween party. This is only in chapter 1, by the way. They both showed up at this Halloween party and both dressed as pirates. She has a hook for her hand and he has a peg leg. And he was like, yo, one of us has to change because we can't enter in the singles Halloween costume competitions because we look too much alike. And she's like, well, joke's on you because I can't. And she drops her hook because she does have some fingers, but her hand's not developed all the way. And he stuck out his leg for her to really see that he's an amputee. And I already love that they have that in common, just because I couldn't imagine having something different about my limbs, because I feel like people would either look at me funny. I mean, it's just how society is. So for them to have that bond already is so cool and so unique, and I can't wait to read about it because I've never read a book with an amputee in it. So super excited. I'm gonna get the little one up, get her some lunch, and then we'll update you guys when I can. Okay, a little update. It is 10:30. I didn't get much done, but I got to about 40 pages, and that was the end. It took 40 pages for them to get to the one night stand, because I know this is like a one night stand trope where she sleeps with him once and then winds up being pregnant. And that much I do know. So it took 40 pages to get there. And the font in the book, I have the book on me. The font in the book is super small. I'm cleaning my air fryer right now because I was gonna make fries because I want something salty. I don't really want anything sweet. So that's a bit of a downfall that it took that long to get to it. I feel like it was probably like more towards like like 60 pages of like the bigger font, and I was like, why did that take so long? And it wasn't even like, don't get me wrong, you definitely need to be able to read adult times, because this is definitely not closed door romance. Not very descriptive, but wasn't a closed door romance. I feel like this beginning scene, I mean, I understand why. Hold on. I understand why she wanted to be a bit descriptive because of one of the characters. I don't want to give it away. And I feel like that part could have been just sped up a bit. And so I'm curious to see how the rest of the book goes. Right now I'm sitting at a 3-star. Like, it just took so long to get to the point. And now the chapter where I left off, it was like 6 weeks later. I already know what's gonna happen. So I'm just curious to see what happens. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up again tonight. That just felt very exhausting reading that. Man, I really want to cook the fries in here, but I made teriyaki chicken in here and it's literally caked on. I'm just going to soak that. But there's my little update. You can probably tell by my vibe that I'm just not exactly vibing with the book. Which is okay. That's the fun part about reading, is like something that I may like, you may not. And something that you like, I may not like. So that's the fun part, right? Right. Alright, besties. Good night. Sleep tight. And I'll hopefully see you tomorrow with hopefully better updates. Okay, bye. Okay, besties. We are 20% in. And let's say what I got to say is we write at dawn. We write at dawn because her ex-boyfriend has truly traumatized this woman, and he's such a POS. I'm getting very triggered. And I'm so glad she has such a good childhood best friend, because best friends are so hard to come by, especially as females. But it's definitely getting better. I just hated how long it took for them to conceive baby in the beginning. It just like was 40 pages, and I wanted to show you how small the font is. Compared to the last book I read, which was Her Soul to Take, the font in the book was very big, and so I just felt like I was flying through it because I was just like flipping the pages faster when I was reading it. But this one I'm struggling struggling a bit, but now I'm on chapter 8 and look at how fun this is too. Especially because I went through the whole pregnancy thing. And this is so fun because when I was pregnant, I did all the pregnancy apps and stuff like that to see how big baby was. And it says like 9 weeks, baby's the size of a grape. In each chapter, I kind of skimmed through, has that, where it tells you how many weeks along she is and how big the baby is. And I think that's just such a fun additive to it, especially if you've been pregnant and you did all that fun stuff. When you're pregnant, it's just nice, because when I see that, I think back to my pregnancy and it's just like, ugh, same. But I absolutely love her friend, and I love how her friend's husband is like a ride or die too, and he is just great, because when they told him she was pregnant, he was like, what? We're pregnant? I was like, oh my god, so cute. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop into it and leave the camera on just in case I have some thoughts and feelings. If not, then you just get to see me read. And it is 12:40, so let's get into it. Oh no. She has morning sickness really bad. I had morning sickness really bad. And so she was just like, everything I eat, I throw up. And I'm like, girl, same. That was me. And my husband thought for the longest time that I was like faking it. And then one morning I was throwing up the kitchen sink when he got home from work, because he worked nights at the time. And so when I was leaving for work, he was coming home. And I was like throwing up in the kitchen sink. And then it caused him to throw up. And he's like, oh, you're really not playing. Why would I fake throwing up? But teach their own. She's nervous, so they met up for coffee so she can tell him that she's pregnant, and she's trying to have small talk, and then all of a sudden she's just like, I'm pregnant. Oh no. So sweet. Immediately, like after, you know, obviously he's still in shock, he asked her, how are you? Like, how are you feeling? Oh, is he gonna be a golden retriever? I'm so happy for her, because her ex is POS. She deserves a golden retriever. Oh my god, I'm dying. he's like a nervous eater, so he's just like literally like swallowing these pastries, and it's awesome. He's crying. This man. I'm gonna start crying. I literally have tears in my eyes. This is such a wholesome moment when you didn't, like, she didn't expect it to be wholesome, and it's just like so sweet. Your Honor, I love him. Going from like dark romance to this, whew, in a whirlwind. He said, are we speaking cliches now? She said, sorry, there's no finding out. Your surprise baby daddy has cancer how-to guide. To cry. She told him, like, she has, oh my god, I'm literally gonna start crying, that she has an ultrasound, and he was like, when? Friday. What time? 4. Where at? And he said, you want me to pick you up? She said, you're coming? He said, obviously. Oh. Ooh. I'm literally crying. He said, what happens now? She says, can you get us more snacks? I went to the graveyard of pastries. I'm hungry. And he gets up so quick. All I gotta say so far is Hannah Bonam-Young does a really good job at having an emotional conversation, of it getting emotional and then them starting to banter, and then getting emotional and then starting to banter, because like I'll start crying and then I laugh. I start crying and then I laugh. And I think that's just their personalities. And ooh, I don't want to mess up my makeup. It's only 12. I still got all day to wear my makeup. Let's see what the damage is. Oh, not bad. We're good. 10 weeks. Baby's the size of a strawberry. So like that big. Little strawberry. Ooh. So Wynn's overthinking Bo's reaction to like being happy about the baby, and her best friend said, Wynn, sometimes good things are good things. Bo was happy about the kid. Let's celebrate that. As being a female, we overthink everything, and I'm so glad that she has Sarah in her corner to just like reel her back in. Like, like let's not doubt it when he's giving you no reasons to doubt what he's saying, because like that's what best friends are for, to reel you in, or to be like, maybe it's okay to overthink this. Like, let's overthink it. So that's fun. Okay, little update. So far I am, let's see if it'll tell me how far. We are 39% into this book. There was an ACOTAR reference in it, and I love that for us, but girlies who like romance, not romance, romantasy. So fun. And then right now she's moving into baby daddy's house, and her best friend just like literally snooping through homeboy's room because he's out of town for like a work conference, and he's like, I want you to move in while I'm out of town so you can like settle in without the pressure of me being there, which I love that. Love this man, by the way. Absolutely team Bo 100%. And she just like comes running out, was like, oh, I found blah 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 blah. And she's like, oh my god, stop going through his room. And that just like, my best friend would 100% be doing that. I think any girly would be doing that for her best friend. Like, it's open game. You left your door open and you're not home. I'm just like genuinely having a good time, and Bo is taking everything at Wynn's pace, and her real name is Winifred, I believe, and everyone calls her Wynn for short, but he calls her Frederick. And I love it because she's like, don't call me that, and he's like, whatever you say, Frederick. First he called her Fred, and she's like, don't call me that, and then he said Frederick, and so now he just calls her that, and I absolutely love it. I love the dynamic between her and Bo, and then her dynamic with her and her best friend. It's so wholesome. It's so realistic for like, at least for me, that's how like my friendships are with the girls I'm close with, is that I know they would drop everything right now. If I was to call one of them and say, come to my house, I need help, drop everything, forget it, bye husbands, bye boyfriends, bye, you got the kids, Hannah needs my help. And that's exactly how Sarah is for Wynn, and I just like absolutely adore that, and it's so wholesome to see. So I'm loving it. So completely forget about what I said in the beginning of this video about me hating it. I didn't say I hated it. I just hated how long I feel like the intro was to get to her being pregnant, just because I knew going into this book that this was a pregnancy trope. So I was like, okay, come on. And then I read Reckless by Elsie Silver, and that was also a pregnancy trope, but I felt like it didn't take so long for them to like sleep together and for her to get pregnant in X, Y, and Z. But maybe it did, and I don't remember. I was just thoroughly enjoying it because Elsie has a way with words. But once the ball started rolling in this book, it's just so good. I'm eating it up. It's also, by the way, besties, it is on Spotify, so if you have a premium account on Spotify, you can listen to the audiobook on there. That's what I'm doing while I'm doing some work stuff. So yeah, you can definitely do that. Just a little heads up. And we are doing, it's one POV. Wish it was dual POV, because I would love to see what's going through Bo's head, but I'll take what I can get. And right now I'm eating it up. That's my little update. Probably see you guys tomorrow unless something else happens. I'm listening to it and I want to share. All right, besties. Good morning, my beautifuls. We are officially halfway through the book, still having a good time. I want to share with you a little funny scene in the book. So obviously Bo is very interested in Win, and you can tell there's going to be like, from my guesses, it's going to be like a huge misunderstanding because she thinks he's still hooked on his ex. I don't think he is. I think that's just her assuming. But he was trying to make a move on her, and she was like, no, I think we should just be friends because we don't want to make things more complicated than it already is, just due to the baby coming. And he's like, okay, can you do me a favor? And she's like, what's that? He's like, can you keep it down at night? And she's like, she put on her shoes to go leave. She was so embarrassed. I was like, damn. Homeboy really went for it. He said, fine then, keep down at night. And she's like, I am so embarrassed. Oh my God. So that's where I'm at. We're still having a good time. They're still very witty with each other. Bo is the sweetest person ever to be on this planet. And I want him for myself. That can't happen because he's a fictional character and I really don't like that. So I'm curious to see where this goes. She's only 16 weeks pregnant. So I'm hoping, and we're halfway done, I'm hoping by the end of the book we have the baby. I'm hoping we don't end and she's still pregnant and they're just happily ever after, and then I don't even know if there's an epilogue. But if there is, I don't want there to be an epilogue and be like 5 years later. I want to see the whole delivery scene because I want to see how Bo is when she's in that much pain and going through like a life-altering moment. Because for me, when I had my daughter, it was very eye-opening to see how my husband was in that moment. And because before going in, I was like, oh, you're gonna cry. My husband's not a crier. He's like, no, I'm not. He bawled like a baby. Ugh, looking back on it, I'm gonna start crying, but I don't want to. It was just such a beautiful moment. And I had a C-section. Story time, I had a C-section, and when he came into the room, I was already crying. I'm freaking out. This is my first ever time to have surgery, and the time I'm having surgery, A, I'm awake, B, it's to meet my kid. So we got a lot of emotions going on, and I don't have any family out here, so I'm basically by myself. My mom did come to watch my dogs and obviously be there for me, but he walks in and he's like, why are you crying, sir? I have a lot of emotions. And not only that, my husband basically like was this close to passing out in the ER, and literally the nurses had to take him out. All of a sudden I hear, sir, are you okay? Are you okay? And he like comes around the corner and he's like pale white, like my face right now. But worse. And they gave him a little juice box and they took him out. And I just remember my doctor, she was amazing. She was like, freaking men. She's like, he couldn't handle cutting the umbilical cord, but here you are strapped down to a table, lucid, holding your newborn, getting surgery. And I was like, period. That's why we are just superior. But that's my little update. I'm gonna get back into it. Hopefully I can finish this today. That'll be freaking fantastic. And I'm really having a good time. I love every single character in this book. Each character just elevates this story. Her friendships, his friendships, them together. Her relationship with her mother is very interesting, but also I feel like it's very common for a lot of people to have that relationship with their parents, and to see that and see how she goes about it is very interesting, and I just love it. Love it, love it, love it, because she got herself like a found family. And I'm assuming, you know, they're gonna take Bo under their wings, and I'm so excited for it. So yeah, so far I think we're sitting at like a 4.5. So far not a 5 because of the beginning of the book was just too long for me, but definitely a 4.5. All right, I need to get back into it because I'm invested. All right, besties, talk to you later. update. We are on chapter 26. And Beau's dad is from France, so his dad just flew in for Beau's birthday, and so she just met Beau's dad, and she was like walking into the house after work and was like, ooh, who is this man? And then she was like, oh my god, that's Beau's dad. So Beau's dad's attractive, and then she realized like, oh, this is how Beau is going to look at 60, so I need to lock this shit down. I need to lock it down. And she's having a lot of internal conflicts, which is very relatable to why she's scared to like bring up a conversation of like, hey, let's actually take the next step and see where this relationship goes, because it is messy because they are bringing a life into this world. But like, I'd rather it be messy before baby comes in and just be co-parents after that, and like at least you tried, than trying once baby gets here. So, but that's me. I'm not Win. I'm not Win. And I don't have the trauma that Win has as well. So I understand where her homegirl's coming from, but I love that she has Sarah, because Sarah's like, girl, just like pull the trigger. What do you have to lose? And they do this game. They've done this game since they're little. They say worst case scenario, and they plan out their worst case scenario in a situation, get in all the nooks and crannies just so they can confront it and be like, is that really so bad? And I just love that they do that. And Sarah's mom did that, and Sarah's mom passed away like 9 years ago, and there's just the baby's name that they agreed on is just special to every single character, and I'm not gonna give it away of what it is because you'll have to read out on a limb. But it's special to Beau, it is special to Win, it is special to Sarah, it's special to Beau's dad, which Beau's dad's name is Robert, but Beau's real name is Robert, so that's fun. And Beau's dad is just whipping up bread right now in the kitchen because they didn't have bread, and Beau's like, I can go to the store, but no, daddy is a baker. And I love that because so am I. And I love that just because like also making food for people is my love language, so Beau's dad doing that is just like a love language thing, you know? So I'm gonna get back into it. I'm almost done. We have about 100 pages left. That's including that blog. So I'm at 244. There's only 355 pages, so we're almost done. Threw him a surprise birthday party, and he shows up buzzed with his dad, and he just goes, they're having their like, I'm staring at you and everything around us doesn't matter, and he goes, he's like babbling, and all of a sudden he goes, hi, and just like hugs her, and it's just like so awkward but like so boyish and cute. And I'm like, oh, this man, and he's just like so in awe of her, so infatuated with her, and it's so cute because everyone should be in awe and infatuated by her because she's such a strong FMC. I mean, of course she has her flaws like we all do, but she's very, very strong, and I love them. It is on Spotify, and I said that before, but just a little reminder. So I have 2 hours and 24 minutes left. I'm 81% done listening at ×2 speed. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, we are officially done with Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonam-Young. I was thoroughly surprised because in the beginning I was not happy. I was not happy with how long it took, to get to the spicy scene of being able to procreate. But with that being said, every interaction between Win and Bo, I ate up. The way he catered to her insecurities and like proved himself with actions rather than just saying words, because he knew words weren't going to work with her. Chef's kiss. I felt like the epilogue wasn't necessary, and also there's like 2 epilogues in this version of the book that I got. I think you can skip out on that if you don't want to read it. It's just, what, 10 years later? So, but there was this little end scene right here about the birth of the baby, which I wish we got more of that, because I would have loved to see Sarah, her best friend, Sarah's reaction to meeting the baby. I would love to see that, because Sarah was very much part of this whole love story. To see Sarah meeting her niece or nephew would be super, super cool to see, just because I love their dynamic so much. But yeah, so overall, I would say 4.25, not necessarily 5 stars. I wish I didn't read the epilogue, because I just really didn't really care about it. And I feel like that kind of honestly knocked it down, just because it was kind of pointless. But I mean, most epilogues are pointless, but usually when there's like, if it's a standalone interconnected series, usually get a little bit more. But I didn't mind it. So I definitely say pick it up. It is a fast read. We have 1 POV, which is Win's, and it's pretty short. What was it, 357 pages? That's including the 2 epilogues. Without the epilogues, it is 335, which I think is the perfect page length for a romance, because sometimes if it drags on too long, then I'm like very disinterested, and then my rating goes way down. But yeah, besties, go pick it up. Please like and subscribe, and let me know if you read this in the comments below and what your thoughts and feelings were. And until next time, bye besties.